Now that the fire is over, residents in the affected areas are faced with the Herculean task of rebuilding, and that's a very difficult effort. Today with me now, I have John Cassiani, who's the president of the Housing and Building Association Colorado Springs, and he's going to give us some tips on what can be done, how to do it, and also what they've been up to lately, because they've been very involved in this process. Welcome, John.
Thanks, Katie.
Thanks for being here.
Appreciate it.
So you guys have been very involved from day one.
We have been. From the time the fire hit in late June, our staff immediately went down to the Disaster Recovery Center to meet with the homeowners who had no idea what to do. Can you imagine losing your house and not knowing really where to have your first questions asked?
Exactly. I actually worked at the Joint Information Center, the JIC, where we had thousands of residents calling in the media, and it was we were just getting information third hand, so I'm so glad you were there to really visit with them. And we mentioned you, by the way, and said, they're going to step up.
And we have. We had on July 2nd, we actually had a meeting with 150 of our members to say, here's what we know. We brought in the city, regional building, we brought in insurance people, we brought in mortgage people. And
Which
said,
is wonderful.
Here's what we understand now. And it was only a week and a half or so after the fire to try and understand that. We then joined Colorado Springs Together, which is a nonprofit organization the mayor started.
Yes, and we're going to talk about to Bob Cutter later in the show.
Fantastic. And so we're an integral part of that organization. And then what we've done is put together a mailer for all the residents in 80919. And that included Mountain Shadows, Peregrine, and Rock Rimmon.
Oh, good, because people forget about sometimes, I think, Peregrine and Rock Rimmon.
Right. The homes that burned, there was some partial damage, and there was smoke damage and water damage, and so we wanted to affect, reach all the affected people in this area. And we put on a mailer to say, hey, here's all the Colorado Springs HBA members who you can rely on, you can trust, who have been members for a long time. If you need something right away, from building your home to fire, to smoke damage, to water damage, to whatever, here's who you should contact.
And you know what I love about that? That is emphasizing the message to buy locally, use local companies, because that's what's going to help our economy.
Absolutely.
You guys were brilliant.
Well, we did that. We want to stay local. We want to stay with trusted members of the Housing and Building Association. I mean, people coming from out of town, when these kind of disasters happen, they just come in and they want to be able to solve problems. We've heard some horror stories of people spending a lot of money for inadequate work.
Right, and we've talked about that because they're in and out, and if you have a problem, you don't really have much recourse.
They're gone.
They're gone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're trying to emphasize buy local and go with trusted members of HBA, and that's why we sent the flyer out.
And the BBB.
And the BBB.
I got to get a plug in there for us.
And so people can have confidence in calling these people to say, can you help remove my debris? Can you help get trees off my lots? Can you help me in looking at my foundation, whether it should stay or not?
Right.
Things like that.
That's so important because we're not home builders. We don't know what should, and the process of the time frame of what should happen when. So, what's a website people can go to get more information?
It's CSHBA, ColoradoSpringsHBA.com.
Okay.
It's all the information. We updated our website immediately to say, hey, here's all the members you should be dealing with. We're talking about rebuilding our community. That's a very important part of our website right now.
It's a great website, by the way. I've been there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And in fact, on August 22nd, we had a big meeting with a big panel discussion with 7 or 8 different specialties in terms of tax, mortgage, RBD, fire.
What's RBD?
Regional building.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. No.
Fire, city zoning and planning, and to meet with 200 or so homeowners who lost their homes in the fire, and just to, again, give them as much information we possibly could.
Right. That is terrific. John, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for doing such a great job for our community.
Thank you for inviting me.
Go
Appreciate
HBA.
it.